The sun was beginning to set over the plains of Jordan, casting a golden glow over the twin cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Their streets bustled with life, merchants selling their goods, laughter spilling from the crowded marketplaces, music echoing through the alleys. But beneath this lively facade, darkness lurked. Evil had taken root in the hearts of the people, and their wickedness had reached its peak. Violence, immorality, and corruption filled the land. Far away on the hills overlooking the cities, a man stood in deep conversation with God himself. Abraham had just received a terrifying revelation. Sodom and Gomorrah were doomed. Their sins had grown too great, and the cries of their victims had reached heaven. God had decided to bring judgment. But Abraham, with a heart full of compassion, stepped forward and pleaded with the Almighty. "Lord, will you destroy the righteous along with the wicked? What if 50 righteous people are found in the city? Will you spare it for their sake?" And God, in his mercy, answered, "If I find 50 righteous people, I will not destroy it." Abraham's heart pounded. He knew the cities were corrupt, but surely there had to be some righteous among them. He dared to ask again, "What if there are 45, 40, 30, 20? Each time, God patiently agreed. Finally, Abraham asked one last time, "Lord, if 10 righteous people are found, will you still destroy the city?" And the Lord responded, "For the sake of 10, I will not destroy it." But as the angels of the Lord entered Sodom that night, their mission was clear. The city was beyond redemption. Lot, Abraham's nephew, sat at the city gate when he saw them. Something about these men struck him with awe and fear. He knew they could not stay in the open streets. It was too dangerous. He hurried to them and bowed low. "My lords, please come to my house, spend the night and wash your feet. Then you may go on your way in the morning." At first they refused. "No, we will spend the night in the square." Lot's heart pounded. He knew what would happen to them if they stayed outside. The city was filled with wicked men who preyed on strangers. Desperation filled his voice. "Please, I insist, come under my roof." The angels agreed and entered his home. Lot prepared a meal for them, but before they could even rest, a sinister noise rose from outside. The men of Sodom had seen the strangers arrive, and now they stood outside Lot's house, pounding on the door. Their voices slithered through the night like serpents. "Lot, bring those men out to us so we may have our way with them." Lot's hands shook as he pressed against the door. "Please, my brothers, don't do this wicked thing," he begged. But the mob only grew angrier. "Who is this outsider who dares to judge us? Get out of our way, or we'll deal with you worse than them." Then, before Lot could react, the angels reached out, grabbed him, and pulled him inside. Suddenly, a blinding light flashed. The mob staggered, screaming in pain. The angels had struck them blind. Chaos erupted outside as the men groped in the darkness, unable to find the door. Then, the angels turned to Lot with urgency in their voices. "Get your family and leave this city now. The Lord has sent us to destroy it." Lot's heart raced. He ran to warn his sons-in-law, shouting, "Hurry! We must leave. The Lord is about to destroy this place." But they only laughed. They thought he was joking. As the sky began to turn gray with the first light of dawn, the angels could wait no longer. They grabbed Lot, his wife, and his 2 daughters by the hand and dragged them out of the city. "Run for your lives. Don't look back. Don't stop anywhere in the plains. Flee to the mountains, or you will be swept away." Lot pleaded, "Please, my lords, let me flee to a nearby town instead. It's small. Surely it can be spared." The angel nodded. "Very well, but hurry. We can do nothing until you arrive there." Lot and his family ran. As they reached the small town of Zoar, it happened. The sky exploded. A blinding light filled the heavens as fire and burning sulfur rained down from the sky. Sodom and Gomorrah were engulfed in flames. Their buildings, crumbling as an inferno, consumed everything in its path. the air filled with the deafening roar of destruction, the screams of those who had refused to leave, and the crackling fire that devoured the land. Lot and his daughters kept running, their faces set forward. But then, a single moment of disobedience. Lot's wife, overcome with sorrow for the life she had left behind, turned back. The moment her eyes met the burning city, she was frozen in place. Her body stiffened, and in an instant, she turned into a pillar of salt. Lot and his daughters did not stop. They fled into the mountains, safe but forever changed. The next morning, Abraham stood on the hilltop where he had pleaded with God. He looked down at the land that had once been filled with life, and all he saw was smoke, thick black smoke rising from the ruins like a furnace. Sodom and Gomorrah were no more. This story teaches us that God's mercy has limits. The people of Sodom had many chances to turn from their ways, but they refused. God is merciful, but persistent sin will bring judgment. It also shows us the power of intercession. Abraham's prayer shows that God listens to the cries of the righteous. Our prayers can change outcomes and bring deliverance. It also shows us that obedience saves lives. Lot was given clear instructions: run and don't look back. His wife's hesitation cost her everything. When God calls us out of something, we must obey without hesitation. Evil corrupts everything. Lot chose to live near Sodom despite its reputation. Over time, it influenced his family. We must be careful not to surround ourselves with sin, thinking we won't be affected. God rescues the righteous, even in destruction. God spared Lot because of his covenant with Abraham. God is faithful to those who walk in his ways. Looking back can cost you. Lot's wife lost her future because she longed for her past. We cannot move forward in faith while holding on to the things God has told us to leave behind. This story is a powerful reminder that we must choose righteousness over sin, obey God without hesitation, and trust Him even when we don't understand. The fate of Sodom and Gomorrah stands as a warning, but also a testimony of God's mercy to those who seek Him. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more engaging Bible stories and lessons. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next video. Let us know in the comments how God's grace and mercy has impacted your life. See you in the next video.